little sichsuch between people, settle it before you go to sleep. Do not go without talking. Do not go without talking. Interesting, I don't want to say it, but there was a National Council on Abuse that says one of the elements of abuse are silent treatment. Silent treatment. A couple came into me, I'll never forget it, not this past summer, summer beforehand. And the couple both came into the room together, and I said to the husband, would you like to start? Where are we going to begin from this evening? So he says, well, it's kind of hard because I haven't had any communication with my wife for a while. So I said, well, what do you mean by communications? We're not on talking terms. I said, okay, when's the last time you spoke? Well, I think it was Hanukkah time. Summer Hanukkah time. I said, after all those months, is there anything you'd like to tell your wife? Could I facilitate it? That got things at least a little bit unfrozen. Silent treatment. No, we're talking. Continue to talk. As long as two people are speaking, it says in the Sfarim, they will not do the worst to each other. Another idea. If your wife or your husband likes something in particular, try to do it. If she likes to call in the middle of the day, or he likes to call in the middle of the day, I'm bringing this up for a reason because I've been asked this maybe 1,000 times. So call. Go against your own rule. Next, don't bring up the past. Everybody has the past. On the computer, we have delete the history. You're looking on there, how do I get rid of the anger? You said delete it, right? You delete the past. We want to remember my past. Goldwasser, you know what, last week, I want to forget that. Never mind. Same thing is we want to forget our past. Forget the other person's past. So they have a habit. Back in 96, we had this argument, and then in 98, and then it was repeated in the winter of 98. No good. Forget about it. Be Michael. Go weiter. Go further in life. It's too short. We should all have 120 years bench with everything good. Don't blame. Blame. The reason that this went wrong is because of you. The reason that this didn't happen is because of you. How do we know min hashamayim? Are we able to understand the hashkach in the world? What the Borei Olam has for us? The brachos that we even think may be klolos, but are really brachos. It's an amazing thing. The Ateres Yisrael says that there are certain things that came into life. We're in Adar already, right? Esther Amalka came in. So why did Esther Amalka not come like the regular beautiful queen and been right away chosen for the position? Why is it that it had to come in a different way? Why is it that when Bilam wanted to curse out Bnei Yisrael and Hashem Yisrael wanted it to be a bracha, that it came as a klala? Why is it? You know why? Because certain things are really brachos for us, but we're not zoiche. We're not privileged on that level that it should come in a nice way. So it comes in a little different way. But don't look at it and say, oh, this is certainly a klala. A little child has to take a bitter medicine, and it's very difficult for them. And you have to hold them down, and you have to open their mouth to force the medicine down because it's bitter. Why couldn't it have been that cherry-tasting medicine that you've got to hide the bottle up high because they keep wanting to get more and more of it? There are different ways that it comes into the world. The person that understands that, they're not looking to blame. They're looking better to understand. How can I improve the general atmosphere? Also, if at all possible, a person always should remember that diversions in the house, diversions outside, take a person away from the proper attention that they give to husband and wife. It's good to be involved in chesed, and since the Choshev Rabbanim are here, I'm going to be careful with what I say. To get involved in chesed in the community is great, but leave a few minutes for home. Don't be outside all day. It becomes an escape. Be inside a little bit. There's chesed to be done in the home. Be careful not to say things like, you always do this. When you say you always do this, the other person turned off. An individual will say, it's not my job. Who gives a job description in the beginning of marriage that says what you do and what you don't do? Okay. Or One of the worst things to ever say is, look, if it doesn't work out, there's always the local Beis Din. These words should not be traded in our mouths. Once those things happen, it's bad. It's bad. Because we let it sink down to a level. Hatzach and Demaila. Hold your level up a little bit. Hold the level of the house. Don't fight in front of the children. If you got to fight, go in the room. No, don't fight. But certainly not to fight in front of the children. They know more, no matter if you switch into Yiddish or into Farsi or whatever you're switching into, it doesn't matter. They pick up the vibes. They don't need to have a lexicon in order to understand the words that we're saying. Also, limit the scope of arguing. There's a fine art of arguing. Limit the scope of arguing to the issue at hand. Don't start to, sort of fan out the issues. Go into the issue. Most importantly of all is consult with Das Torah. Das Torah. You have Gedolim in this community. And I have to say it, that somebody was telling me, I was here last Thursday night. I was here Thursday night. So the Rabbonim that we have today, the person happened to say, well, I was instrumental and I helped, and these two people are Gedolim. Wow. That was something very special. You have those here in the community, ask. Everything is a Das Torah. Shaila and the Leket Yosher. A person says to his wife, we are not going to your parents anymore. We're not going. Not only that, I ask you to go to your parents yourself. These are modern day shilas. So does the husband have the right? Does the wife listen? This is Das Torah. Das Torah. Someone said, I have to go when my daughter-in-law is not home in order to see my grandchildren. The person is about, I'd say, 80 years old, a harmless soul that I daven mincha together with a couple of years. He says Tehillim before I come in, he says Tehillim after I come in. It's bitter. A person has to know, don't let things get out of hand. What is considered to be right? What's the din? Shlosh regalim. Do I have to go to this one? Do we have to trade? Well, it's more difficult there because the room is not sufficient that they give to us. They have different minhagim. There's not enough challah on the table. I've heard it all. So why should I go to that house? A little bit mesiras nefesh, a little ibigegebenkeit on all of our behalf, on all of the behalf of our families will greatly help. And then there are inyanim that we have to deal with in our modern day world. For instance, drinking has to be brought up. There is a idea that a person could have a drink, l'chaim, l'kavod Shabbos, but I'm not sure loading up the whole, smorgasbord there with every type of, and the dogish and what the kids see, and this bottle costs so much, and that is the thing, and a yid once gave me a l'chaim. It happened to Simchas Torah. I had took a l'chaim in order to be, I am not a drinking person, but in order to make a yid happy, I take a l'chaim. So I was just about to wish him a l'chaim. I said, Rabbi, wait, you probably don't know this, but this is a very expensive bottle. So I said, believe me, if you have it, I'm going to say a special l'shem yichud just on the bottle, because I know how important this little drink is. Yeah, that's a dagish. So they're drinking. Leil Shabbos in the day. A person has to be careful. Simchas, going home after a chasana, having a few drinks, driving in the car. No way. Gambling is a problem. It used to be get in the car and you take a 2-hour trip to Atlantic City, or you go for free on the bus. It's free. But it's much easier than that because you can turn on the line. And there you can place your bet without moving out of your bed. Or you can sit in your desk. Gambling, it's a problem. It's an addiction. Depression, people are sad, people are upset. Internet, children's problems begin to take their toll. All of these things, a person has to be very careful what they do in the family. All of these things, we have to, as much as we can, to keep them under shmirah. To have hashgacha on our marriages, to be able to consult with Das Torah, to ask when yes, when no, What should I do? What shouldn't I do? Usually by the time they come to me,